tiles that function as cabinet liners. And he convinced me that Emmy actually liked it. At least she convinced him that she liked it. So speaking for 4 to 6 minutes, the title is Hey You, Red Nelson.
Thank you. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and other assorted rabble. Hey you, all of you, that includes the rabble. We have a very interesting future facing us, a change of the leadership in this country, and I would say that the future is a bit unstable, in flux, probably. Why would I say that? Why would I tell you that something you already know? Well, there's a series of things that have occurred to me that are up for grabs. They've just sort of been thrown up in the wind, and what do we get back from it? Some of the things are as follows. The environment. We've got global warming. You don't care about global warming, it cares about you. Acidification of your seas, salmon may be very expensive. Dwindling resources, a burgeoning population, a limited amount of land on which to grow food, general contamination of the planet we live on. Let's look at the cultural things. These are problems that we have to address. Cultural, we have racial and sexual realities to deal with. We have jobs, we have income disparity. Some people get all the money, some of the people are just working 16 hours a day. And there's health insurance, immigration, anything you can imagine. You can now wonder what's happening. How about the political scene? You have a polarization, left and right. You've got a winner-take-all mentality in your governments. A loss of government oversight. Some of your governing agencies are being suppressed. Apparently, that's what they're going to do. We don't know for sure. And why is this? We have untrained or archaic leadership and unlimited greed. Well, then, that much looking at you, I say, hey you better wake up and do something about this. You better handle it. And how can you do that? You can't handle all of that. But take one job. Each one of you take one job, one person, and pick a couple of your friends to go along with you and make certain that you stay on task. What I mean by this is, you've got a slug of new leadership and people don't really have a genuine direction where we're going. And so what you need to do as a citizen of the Republic is to take and give your new leaders or your confused leaders your input. Take a look at one aspect of it. Pick one job, be it the environment, be it immigration. Pick one that you feel that you're really concerned about, get a few friends, and go ahead and do it. And you say, well, how is this going to affect the outcome of this whole chaotic situation? I'm going to give you an example of what I did. I'm not going to ask you to do anything I haven't done, and remember, I don't want you to do the same thing I did. You pick your task, and you do it with your friends. And what we did, I belong to the executive committee on the Independence Party. Myself and 5 other people sat around when we realized that the presidential election was going south due to the candidates. We thought, what can we do? What can we do to avert this? And what we did is we endorsed an ultimate conservative for the Independence Party. Now that's pretty weird. We're a centrist party. And why would we endorse a conservative? The one reason for that, there were 2 really. One was sort of self-serving, but the other was a little more noble. We thought that we would be able to blunt Mr. Trump's intrusion into the Minnesota political season by giving good, sane conservatives a place to go. And so we endorsed Nevin McMullen. Everybody said, who was he? Well, some of you even signed a petition for him to get him on the presidential ballot here in Minnesota. And we did it. We got 28,000 votes, or yeah, 2,800 votes in 8 days. Pretty amazing, put it on it. And why do I say, hey you? Well, that's what I was doing at the State Fair. 3 days at the State Fair, hey you, I handed out 1,000 pieces of literature. Well, good, what did that do? Well, that got Mr. McMullen the blazing the blazing percentage of 1.8% of the vote. Not a big deal. Until you realize Mr. Trump lost this state by 1.2% of the vote. We denied Mr. Trump the state of Minnesota, myself and 4 other people, and that's what you should do. Take your friends, take your issue and go for it. Pardon me, I get a little tore up about it. The outcome from what you do can be a lot larger than you think. And the reason for that is Minnesota and Washington joined in a lawsuit. Why could they do that? Because the climate, the political climate, by that couple of percentages was okay, let's go for it. And they went with Washington and came against the travel ban. So pick your cause, pick your job, and hang in till this mess is cleared up. Hey, you, do it.